Good evening. I'd like you to meet Lawrence and Alexander. They were a couple for 38 years, and they had a very simple and comfortable life. They lived together quietly in the suburbs. They had a few friends and no children. And like many of their peers, they were raised at a time when being open and honest about who you are and who you love meant risking discrimination from your family, your friends, in the workplace, in employment, in many other opportunities in healthcare as well. And they learned that the best survival strategy was simply to be invisible. And this worked for them for many, many years until Alexander developed Parkinson's disease. Lawrence took an early retirement to take care of Alexander. However, when they finally needed to seek nursing home care, they kept their relationship a secret, and they introduced themselves as having been roommates for many years because they feared that if they were open about Alexander's identity, that he might be mistreated or worse, abused by the nursing home staff. And those are fears that are shared by many of their peers. When you take a close look at these charts, you will see that lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender older adults have a tremendous discrepancy between the social supports and the financial supports that many people assume are going to be there for them when they grow old. And we know that growing old with fewer people in your life and with less money makes growing older that much more difficult, and also means that you're much more likely to have to rely on formal networks of care in order to live a healthy and productive life as you grow older. However, many LGBT older adults, because of their history of fear of discrimination, are much more likely to go without help and care, even when sick, rather than turn to mainstream elder service providers. And those elder service providers, on the other hand, frequently say, well, we treat everyone the same and don't really have the knowledge and the expertise to work with this population. And that's where we come in. The LGBT Aging Project works at the intersection between mainstream aging and the LGBT community. We were founded in 2001 by individuals from both communities who felt that we had a really simple mission in mind, and that was to ensure that our folks have equal access to the services and programs that exist out there, as well as the importance that they're able to age with dignity and respect. So we accomplish this through three main areas. The first is an innovative training and technical assistance program that we created called the Open Door Task Force. We work with mainstream organizations over a period of time to help them build the institutional capacity so that they can sustain their efforts to engage LGBT older adults. We also work in community building, and we want to make sure that LGBT older adults are connected with one another, as well as with those organizations that really do want to make a positive connection with them. And third, we're active in civic leadership, making sure that there's parity in legislation, making sure that there are efforts to pursue research and coalition building in the community so that we are furthering the visibility of LGBT older adults. And when all three of these elements come together, we have the potential to really change somebody's life. Lawrence was fortunate that when he turned to his local elder service agency, that they were one of the organizations that we had already conducted training and consulting with. And so he and Alexander came to trust their social worker, and they were confident that she could help them move in the direction and get the kinds of skill resources that they really needed as they move forward in their lives. The other thing that happened that was really quite important is that Lawrence became a member of one of the LGBT community meal programs. He attended one of our LGBT support groups, and after Alexander's death, one of the bereavement groups as well, and most recently has been in a healthy aging program as he rebuilds his life. We're really fortunate that he was able to participate in all of these programs, and he has told us so many times that having these opportunities to be amongst his peers and to be in a place where he didn't have to hide who he was literally saved his life. We're the only organization in this area that is committed to LGBT aging and caregiving, and one of just a few in this country. We're fortunate that our work has been highlighted in national news media, in a national television commercial as well as in an internationally acclaimed documentary about LGBT aging and caregiving. We get an amazing amount done with only 2 staff people and an annual budget of less than $300,000 a year. Imagine what we could do with even more money and more resources. Our 2-year goals are pretty clear at this point for us because we know that the next 2 years are going to be pivotal in our future. We want to grow this organization and we want to grow the programs that we deliver. So our goal is that we want to reach more aging service organizations as well as a broader range of different types of providers. We also want to make sure that we continue to reach LGBT older adults themselves. We also need to build our own capacity and our own sustainability. We want to diversify our funding streams. We want to rely less on government contracts, and we want to continue to engage with individual donors as well as foundations. We're also really excited that we will be launching a fee-for-service model for our training program in response to the increased market demand that we've been seeing. What we're looking for over the next 2 years is a 14% increase in our budget so that we have an annual budget of $320,000 a year. For a modest investment, we really feel that we can accomplish our goals and that we can continue to make the changes that we need to make. In the prospectus, you can see more details about our plan, and there are also ways in which we invite you to consider in-kind or financial support for us. We hope that you will join with us and be our partners in this effort, and that you will join us in our perception, which is that we believe that LGBT older adults, like all older adults, deserve to grow old with dignity and respect. Thank you.